Hey everybody, time once again for another episode of Whatcha Readin. People ask me all the time, what do you read when you're not writing? And I guess they want the opinion of a fiction writer, comic book writer, on, what I read. Just basic curiosity. I ask people, hey, what are you reading? And people ask me, and blah, blah, blah. That's, that's the whole premise here. You get it? I'm sure you do. Okay. This week I read Black Max. It's a collection of UK comic strips from a weekly paper called Thunder, which I never heard of before. And these strips appeared, these stories appeared 1970, 1973. And this was recommended by someone, I can't remember where. One of you, probably listening right now, recommended this to me. And I bought the second and third volumes from the Treasury of British Comics. They are doing yeoman's work collecting, well, for me anyway, forgotten or unknown British comics from the past. This one, the thing that attracted me to this was the writing is by Frank Pepper, who I'm not familiar with, but the art is by Alfonso Font. And when I saw the name Alfonso Font, I had to leap on it. Alfonso Font is a Spanish artist, did a lot of work in the UK, went on to greater fame in Europe, working under his own name. Apparently, he's from Spain. I always thought he's from Argentina. I stand corrected. Once again, you folks, keep me honest. So what attracted me to this was the font artwork. I'm a huge Alfonso Font fan. And the premise is crazy, like so many UK weeklies were in this period. It's set in World War One, so it's very much Sopwith camels versus Fokkers, and that's Fokkers, ladies and gentlemen. And the main villain here, of course, is a German, and he's a nobleman, and his name is Black Max. The British have given him the name Black Max. And his gimmick is he's got a bunch of gigantic bats that he's trained for combat. I mean, these are huge bats. I mean, these are bats the size of grizzly bears with wingspans greater than the planes they're attacking. And there's lots and lots of World War One action. Black Max's constant nemesis is a character named Tim Wilson. He's a RAF pilot who constantly plagues Black Max, foils all of his devious plans to have bats attack London, bats attack the Tommies on the front lines in the trenches and all the rest of it. And the premise is crazy, but it's a lot of fun. And it was obviously, it had to have been inspired by the American pulp writer Ray Hogan, who wrote a series of pulps about G8 and his battle aces, another World War One aviation epic. And one of those featured the Batstaffel. One of the pulp novels had these giant bats attacking planes. And I find it hard to believe that two people came up with exactly the same idea a few years apart. And G8 and his battle aces would probably have been known in the UK because paperback reprints were readily available. Throughout the late 60s, early 70s. I read a bunch of them when I was in junior high. And they had these terrific Jim Steranko covers. So I'm certain that the creators of Black Max saw these. But anyway, it's fun, it's action packed. It probably wasn't meant to be read as a graphic novel because it gets a little repetitive that every story involves giant bats attacking World War One airplanes. And the bats get bigger and they get meaner, but not much else happens as far as character arcs. Tim Wilson's narrow escapes from capture, Black Max's constant narrow escapes from being killed in the skies or in crashes recur over and over and over again. Now, this strip was a strip, I'm calling it a strip. This series was 3 pages, 3-page installments done weekly. And I think read weekly, it was a richer experience as you anticipated the resolution of the cliffhanger each week and probably read cool. Not to say that I didn't enjoy it, but the story gets a little thin. But saying that, I have mad props for the guy who wrote this because he finds every permutation you can possibly wring out of this concept. of giant bats attacking World War I airplanes. He comes up with more cliffhangers and narrow escapes, and the hero just squeaking by. And he was not afraid of putting his characters in really tight corners and then working a way out for them. So hats off, because if you're handed a premise like this and told, hey, you're going to write this for 3 years, it's a bit daunting. So strictly from a writer's standpoint, um, this guy walked the walk. But it's fun. It's fun stuff. And the Alfonso font artwork, even though it's early font, I really enjoyed it. Very evocative and wild stuff. While I got you, hey, The Horseman, my new series with Joe Bennett from Rippaverse, is the first graphic novel is up for pre-order at Rippaverse. You can find it. I'll put a link in here so you can find it easier. And it's up. It's ready to go. It'll be fulfilling in November. Everything's complete. I assure you, this is completely finished, and it's from your good friends at Rippaverse. So thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. I will keep reading, and see you all down the road.